Hello traders, it's been a while since we've posted a video on YouTube, and in today's video I would like to go over the top 5 questions that we are getting so far in 2018. As you've probably seen on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all over the place, we do heavily advertise, so chances are you have seen one of our videos or one of our advertisements. Really, we've grown at just a really exponentially fast rate, and we appreciate all of the clients, all of you who work with us day in, day out to get us really growing this fast. And for any potential customers, this would be maybe more for you, the top 5 questions or potential questions that we're getting from clients. Before I dive into that, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. And if you find this video or any of the other videos helpful or you find value from them, please give us a thumbs up. Okay, so let's dive in. Here are some of the top questions that we're getting. And again, this might be a little bit more of a direct video, but I really just want to make many things clear. And we have really a nice consistency or volume of clients that are emailing us. We're getting so much feedback, so we can basically put all of the questions together that we're getting in. Really gives us an advantage to share with all of you what is important and what we're hearing the most of. So let's get into it. First off, you can see that we do offer a free trial for our signal service. We get a lot of people asking after the trial, do you charge money? This is a pretty common sense answer, but surprisingly we get it a lot. If we didn't charge money, you'd have to ask yourself, would you really want to work with our company if we were just giving away free signals and we never charged any money? So this would be really a common sense answer, but we still do get this question a ton. Yes, we absolutely charge after the trial. You should be very concerned if we weren't charging. That would really tell you how important or accurate our signals would be if we weren't charging. We charge because we have value. We win trades. The majority of our trades win. We make money. All of our clients make money that trade with proper risk management, and we do charge for them. So if you are just looking to take a trial and see what we're about, feel free to do so, but you will absolutely be charged after the trial, and this is a good thing. You want to work with a company that charges money for their signals. We do something different than really any other company out there. We give you a free trial. So number one, you get to test us out first. You get to try our signals out. If you like them, stick with us, pay a monthly fee. If you don't, then you cancel and you're done, and that's the end of it. You don't use our signals anymore. But if you're working with a company, we really haven't found anyone that offers a free trial, so we put our money where our mouth is. Use our free trial, check us out. If you like it, great. If you don't, no problem. But this just gives potential customers a way for them to experience what we're doing and what we're all about. So that's number one. Number two, can I start with $100 or $50? So many of our competitors, so many other companies will tell you yes to any question that you ask just to get your foot in the door and to charge you money and make money. And if any of you have ever emailed us or asked us these types of questions, we're always honest. If someone asks us, can we trade with $100 on signals, the answer is no. You wouldn't pay $75 a month for signals with a $100 trading balance. You'd have to make 75% return for the month just to break even. It's a pretty common sense answer, but again, we get this question a lot. And if you're going to trade, do it right. Have enough margin to be able to trade in the first place, and to do that, you're going to need more than $100. Now, the asterisk here is that if you are a copy trader, we do offer copy trading solutions where you could trade with a low amount, but your money is pooled in what's called a PAM system, so that your trading balance is using a master margin, so that if you were trading with such a small amount, it would be okay. But for signals where you're manually trading, where you're going to have your own margin and your own money, do the math. If we charge $75 a month and you're going to make, let's say, 10% or 20% trading on your own, assuming you have proper money management, for it to make sense, you probably want $1,000 in your trading account. If we're going to charge 75, that's basically 7.5% of your money. So to see a profit, you're going to want to start off with more than that. You need, ideally, 1,000. Yes. Could you do it with 500? Yes, potentially. If you just wanted to get your feet wet with the intention of increasing your balance, but be realistic with yourself. I know that there's so many other companies that will tell you anything. They'll tell you that, yeah, start with $50, start with $100. There's not enough margin even to carry a worthwhile trade, and the amount is so low that you're going to deviate from money management. If you're trading 1% of an account balance at $100, you're going after trades where you're going to make the maximum you're going to make is $1 or $2 on a trade. It's not worth it, especially if you're paying a $75 monthly fee. So just take a step back and use common sense. When you work with a company, do the math yourself, and this will save you a lot of headaches and hassle. So that was question number 2. Question number 3, can I retire this year in trading Forex? So many of you also are coming to us. You've been on conferences, you've been to seminars, you've been to webinars online, and these companies, they just pitch pipe dreams. Yes, could you retire in 2018 and you need your retirement is $1 million? Well, sure. If you're going to make 10% or 15% a year on your trading balance compounded, then yeah, you would need to be starting off with a substantial amount of money in order to just get you to that point. But everyone's different as to what they want to retire on. But coming to us with a $500 balance or even a $5,000 balance, saying, can you take my trading account and get me to a retirement by the end of this year? Unbelievably, there are so many other companies that are feeding into the weakness or the unknown of traders or potential traders that just don't know any better. And it's not your fault in most case scenario. But again, use common sense. Can you take $5,000 and turn it into millions within a year trading? You cannot. Maybe if you got lucky, won $1 million on a crypto trade, where you're buying them for a couple of pennies and it goes up 20,000%, sure. But trading Forex, no, it's not going to happen. If that is disappointing to you, or if that is something that you have not been told before, or you've been told otherwise, take our word for it. Do the math. It's common sense. You're going to make 20, even 30% a month. Take your starting balance, even with compound interest and compounding your profit in 8 months from now, 9 months from now, or even a year from now. Are you going to turn that into $1 million or $500,000? You're not. And you should be realistic, and you should go into this with real goals and real expectations. And if you don't, you're going to be let down. You're going to lose money, and it's just not going to end well. In previous videos, we say that 95% of traders lose money in the Forex market. It's a lot more than that. It's 99.5 or 99.8%. It's so high. Most everyone loses money because of poor money management and many other things that we've talked about if you're not using something that actually works. So the takeaway from this point or this question is just be realistic. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And just, take note of that. Next, we get a bunch of copy traders that ask us to increase their lot size to just a really not smart risk management. We talk so much about risk management and why it's so important. The biggest hedge funds, the biggest banks in the world, they lose trades. Everyone loses trades. It's just part of what goes on. We've taken, 20 trades and 12 of them have lost. We've taken 20 trades and all 20 have won. Overall, we make, we're over 70% win rate. But, if you have a couple of bad trades or several bad trades, and your risk is, you're risking 20% per trade, if you just happen to be trading on one of those streaks, your account is blown. So for all of you potentially that are wondering, can we increase the lot size to something that is risky? We won't do it. Not maybe, for sure other companies will do it, but you will be let down. You will lose your money, you will blow your account up, and it's just a matter of time. You might make great money for a little bit, but in the end, it always ends poorly, and you will be poorer in the end than when you started. And that's not the goal of trading. The trading is to make consistent money, compound your profit, and continue to grow, not take crazy risks that are just going to lose you money in the end. So can we go above 2% per trade? If we're taking fewer trades for the week and we're going to maybe go to 2.5%, 3% per trade, can we do that on a case-by-case basis, on a trade-by-trade basis? Yes, we can. But are we going to trade 10% risk per trade, 15, 20% or higher per trade? Nope, we won't do it. It doesn't matter how much money you pay us. It's just not worth it. We don't consciously want someone's money that we're in control of, or we're going to lose it or have the potential to lose it because of poor risk management. So again, there's so many companies out there that pitch that you can make 100%, 200%, 500% a month trading Forex. Margin out, max your margin. Do this, and while sometimes you win 2 or 3 trades in a row and you're on a high and things are great, the moment you lose one of those big trades or 2 in a row, where you potentially can wipe out 50% or 75% of your entire balance, all at once, it's just not worth it. And you should steer far and clear away from any of these companies that are pitching this. And that really goes into our last question, and I've talked about this so many times, and I'm not going to just go into some long rant, but I do just want to beat this horse to death, and I really want to just ingrain it into each and every one of you that are listening to this. And that question is, what qualifies a company that you work with? What makes them an expert, or what makes them someone that you should pay money to or that you would want to do business with? And I thought long and hard, and we'll make another video about this where I will name drop the top 10 fraud or scam companies that other clients have gone to. I don't really want to go down the legal road where we have to go and fight them because we're slandering their name, but we can do so in a way where we have enough clients coming from these other companies where we can mention our personal experience. I won't do that in this video. I'll make a separate video on that. But education companies that don't have a track record, they don't show you their wins and losses. This is a red flag. Run away. Someone who doesn't have MyFX book stats, why not? Why don't you have MyFX book stats? We do. If you don't have it, then run away. If you're an active trader and you're trading, you should have verified stats. We post all of our wins and losses on all of our social media. Why do we do that? Because we're transparent. If the company is not doing that, I don't know of any other company that's doing that. If they're not doing that, why aren't they doing that? If they have a Telegram group or they have an EchoFin group like we do, you can just take screenshots or video of all of your trades, wins or losses, or wins or losses. You can show that, and we do that every single day. We post. We show when we post it. All of them timestamp. This is when we sent it, and then this is what happened with the trade, win or lose. And we're doing that because we're transparent. When we work with a client or a customer that comes to us, they appreciate that, and our current customers, they all appreciate it. Because we have nothing to hide. We show you our trades. We show you exactly what we're doing. We show you when we're taking the trade, when to get out of a trade, if you should get out of a trade early, if you should take profit. All of these things we do, and we do it for a reason. But anyone that's not showing you the full picture, there's a reason for that. Think, if you're doing a great job and you're winning trades, you would absolutely show the world that you're winning. The only reason that you wouldn't show your history is if your history isn't good. If you're losing your trades or majority of your trades, that's the only reason why you wouldn't want to show your stats, why you wouldn't want to show those trades. So every time you go to a company or you're considering working with someone who's going to mentor you or trade on your behalf or provide you signals, if they can't show you these things or they won't show you these things, you need to run away. You need to not work with them, because every single email that we get from a customer who's lost money, and this is basically every single person that we get an email from, the story that I'm telling you is exactly the same with every single one of them. They've lost money with someone who couldn't provide results, wasn't transparent, sold them on a big package, sold them on mentoring, couldn't provide signals, couldn't provide copy trading. It's all the same story, and it's every single time. And it's really the question you need to ask yourself is, what makes this person an expert? And I'll just give you a silly analogy. I've given some funny analogies in the past, but if you were going to become a race car driver, would you just pull up next to someone in your car on the street and say, hey, you're driving a car, can you mentor me? I'm going to pay you money, show me how to be a professional race car driver. The answer is you would never do that, because they're not qualified, they're not an expert, they're just a normal driver. Now, if you went to a racetrack with a professional race car driver in a race car and you said, I'm going to pay you money to mentor me, you're probably going to have a better experience. You're probably going to have better results with someone who's actually doing it and is successful. If they're a professional race car driver, it means that they've gotten to a certain point in their career or their life where they're getting paid, they're that good at their craft in order to be able to do it. So if you're going to work with someone in the Forex market, in the Forex industry, where you're going to pay them money, if they can't show you that they're successful, if they're just going to charge you money for education, but they're not going to give you signals that work, showing you signals that are winning and losing, but majority of them are winning, and same with their copy trading or their MyFX book stats or their stats in general, if they're not making money each month, then they're not really an expert. They are a losing trader. And then you have to ask yourself, do you want to be mentored by someone who is losing? The answer should be no. You want to work with a company that can actually prove that they're winning. They can prove that they're transparent. I might be a little biased because we do this every single day, but I'm on social media. We're on every platform. We're on YouTube. We're advertising on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all over the place. And we see our competitors, and none of them are doing this. They're happy to take thousands of dollars in education and training, but they won't provide anything that backs up what they do. So in the back of your mind, think of the silly analogy that I have given you, where when someone won't give you or can't give you, basic wins and losses stats, if you're going to consider paying someone money, think of my race car driving analogy. This person is no better off than a person next to you in their car because they're not qualified. They're not qualified to take your money, but that's all they're going to do. They're going to just take your money. So I have beat this subject so much. I've talked about it so much, but here we are, third month into 2018, and it never stops. We get this day in and day out. Up at the time of this video, we have over 750 Signal subscribers, and at the end of last year, we had a couple of hundred. We can't grow that fast if we're doing something wrong, if we're scamming or taking people's money, or we weren't transparent. No way could we get that big that fast. And there's a reason for that. We are qualified. We are producing transparent results. We're showing others that, yes, we are human. We win trades. We lose trades. We're winning more than we're losing. But here they are for the whole world to take a look at. And that should be what impresses you, not companies that flash their cash and cars, that is solely made from charging people for education when they are not qualified in any way, shape, or form to be teaching or trading on your behalf. So really, those are the 5 main questions. Again, we'll make further videos with more FAQs. I will make another video coming up soon, I hope, where we do name drop, and I will list the infamous just the bad apples out there. I will name by names the education companies that are just taking the majority of all of the traders' money. In a most case scenario, no one is happy, everyone's losing. None of them are providing actual signals in a transparent form. They're not providing MyFX book stats or any type of verified stats. And again, this is why the industry has so many problems, because so many of these rogue companies are just taking people's money. So the takeaway here, I know this has been kind of a longer and a more direct video, but the takeaway here is whether you work with us or whether you work with someone else, transparency is number one. Choose who you work with wisely. Don't pay for education, and be realistic in your trading goals. You're not going to be a millionaire starting with a $100 balance this year. You shouldn't be trading 25% of your margin on each trade for any reason. And if you're going to buy something or you're going to test out a service, whether it be through us or anyone else, if someone's offering you a trial, and to the best of my knowledge, we are the only ones that offer an actual trial, letting customers test us out first. Absolutely, after the trial, you will be charged. So again, if you don't have the intention of working with us, then don't use our service or cancel the service before your trial ends. Nothing is free, and if you think that signals are free or they should be free, that should also concern you, that you're working with a company that's doesn't have enough worth to be able to even charge for their service. So hopefully this video finds all of you well. I really just want all of you to just not keep making mistakes. And any prospective client, again, you probably already lost money if you're listening to this video, but just don't lose more money by making another bad mistake or bad decision. Don't let companies feed in to the vulnerability or to the pipe dream that spikes your emotion just because they want to get your money. Because in a most case scenario, and on every case scenario, that's all that's going to happen. You're just going to keep, there's always another indicator to buy. There's always another mentor to pay money to. It's just a never-ending cycle, and most of the time, or all of the time, you will lose more money. And you shouldn't do that. Take a step back. Be smart about your decisions. Be realistic with your goals. Can you make a lot of money in Forex? Can you do well? Absolutely. But it takes time and it takes patience. And most importantly, be realistic. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you find this video helpful or you got value out of this video, give us a thumbs up. Have a great day, traders.